could put this on to heighten it. If you don't, not a big deal. It's just I'm gonna do Facebook Live.
Do you want my bag?
All I have is mine.
It's just I would have been lined up perfectly.
I can set that up.
That's all right.
Can somebody text me over what they want? Yeah, I saw that.
I think it'll be too wobbly, but thank you, appreciate it.
Where is that?
Oh.
Well, I have this.
Put this in
No, I think even like 1 inch will help me.
Yeah, I printed it.
I guess Rudy's already on air.
It should just start. Once it gets signal, somebody send me over the paragraph. When are you guys gonna start? This is 10.
Can you reposition the mic plug? You can't really see the.
Let's all start.
Alice is I don't know. Yeah, that's fine.
Better?
I don't know. Can't hear you.
Yep.
Okay, that's good. You got a good knee. Norm. Cool. You're good.
Is somebody doing a Facebook Live?
It's all the same. It's all routed. Yeah.
We're on right now.
That's good. Yeah, we can hardly see it.
Yep. You good there? Yeah.
A signal? Okay, I'll send you a text.
I'm not too sure.
No, it's okay.
Oh,
Yes.
I guess so.
Cut off his head.
Okay.
I think,
Okay. Okay, cool.
yeah.
Hey, everybody. I'm sorry, are you talking to me? Okay. Okay, cool. They met 10 a.m.
Crystal,
Pacific time. So that would be, that already
the
happened.
other Channel 10
No.
mic?
2 more hours. from
It's
now.
resting
So
on
they're
my
killing it
phone.
air.
Oh,
okay.
right there.
Do you need it?
Yeah, I just wondered where it was.
Oh.
So I didn't know where it was.
Well, you just keep her up and text her and then walk in and call her. Yeah, well, I'm gonna come on in. Because I literally think when they walk in, they're gonna start. Yeah, that sucks.
Hi, this is Crystal from the CBS affiliate in Corpus Christi. We're going live from the KCTV Facebook, so there's not actually a live feed, but that's what we're doing at this point. Right now. Okay, appreciate it. Bye.
Picking up this one. Putting it up on the phone.
Only on my Android. I don't download it anymore.
Where did that one go?
So Friday, this was hardly met.
It's hardly it's an iPhone. You see?
They have a commercial meeting, there's like 12 people.
Oh, it's an iPhone?
Some iPhones can connect to this.
You have the adapter.
The newer ones.
Yeah, I don't have the adapter. Thank you though. Appreciate it.
Thank you for letting me know. Because I don't need it. Let me go get it.
Okay. I'll smack my head though.
No, I haven't been started, no.
Good morning once again. We are gathered here today to give you some exciting news and some breaks in our case. As you well know, Mr. Williams is now in our custody. That is largely in part due to the media and your guys' help, so we want to thank you for that. A special thanks to the Mexican authorities, the U.S. Marshal, Gulf Coast Violent Offender and Fugitive Task Force, as they were very instrumental in helping us this morning, as well as Department of Homeland Security and other folks. As to the female, Amanda Nover, she also is in custody, currently awaiting deportation to Houston. Again, the criminal investigation will continue as this case develops, and we intend on keeping you guys informed as this progresses. Do you guys have any questions?
Nover is in custody. Does that mean she's now considered a suspect, no longer a person of interest?
She has a warrant for her arrest currently at this time. Yes, ma'am.
And the warrant for her arrest is felony theft, as Williams has right now?
Yes.
And can you tell us what your department's understanding is about how Adam Williams was tracked down into Mexico and then captured?
That is a part of the investigation that we'd rather not comment at this time.
What was the time and date that he arrived to Houston and then to Kleberg County?
This was late yesterday afternoon.
And there was a child with the couple. Was the child in danger at any point? Is this child in custody with CPS, or what is the status of that child?
Currently, the child is with the mother and awaiting deportation as well.
Is the mother Nover?
Yes, ma'am.
And is the father Williams?
That is correct. The father is, I believe, that's the girlfriend, boyfriend-girlfriend, so I believe they're married.
Have you found the vehicle that was owned by Adam Williams, and where is the Butler's truck and RV travel trailer?
Those are still part of this investigation, and those will be, those are something that we'd rather keep close to us perfect right this time.
I received word that there was a gold Toyota Tacoma that belonged to Williams. Was this left at the beach and then confiscated by you guys, or what is the status of that vehicle?
That's something that we're not we're not inclined to talk about.
What was Williams' response when he was arrested? Did he evade arrest? Did he try to fight it?
No, ma'am, not that I'm aware of.
What's next?
This begins a longer chapter. We have a lot to do in this case, and as it goes on, we'll perhaps have some answers in the future.
Have the bodies of James and Michelle been released back to their families for burial? And if not, when is that going to take place, do you anticipate?
That I'm not aware of, and so the timing of that I'm not entirely sure of. I know there's been some part of our investigation still has to be continued before that takes place, and so we weren't aware of how that will be facilitated at
And
this
has
time.
Adam Williams been cooperative, or has he gotten a lawyer and refused to talk?
None of that is anything that we discussed this time.
Is the bond still set at $1 million for Williams, and what is the bond for Novair?
Okay, so Williams' bond is at $1 million, and that would be echoed with Ms. Novair as well.
Has the murder weapon been found? Any shell casings found? Anything?
Again, that's part of an ongoing part of our investigation, and we're not inclined to speak of that at this moment.
When will the manner of death be released?
Again, it may take some time. This investigation takes it's a long methodical process, and we do not have that answer at this time.
I saw the U.S. Marshals, have wanted Williams in the past. Is this an indication that there is activity to and from Mexico before this? And is there any cartel affiliations with either Williams or Novair?
Not that we're aware of.
Can you give any backgrounds on his criminal background?
At this time, no, because it could have pertinent parts of our investigation.
We're also seeing that he is facing charges of assault on a police officer and a judge. What are those? Where are those from?
Those are something that we're not aware of, no. I mean, it may be in his criminal history, but again, that'd be somebody else's case that we're not part of.
Any reason why they came down from Utah to here? We keep hearing that Amanda Novair, had relatives here. Did they have relatives? What have y'all found out about that so far?
Again, that's not part of something that we're aware of.
Did the child cross the border with Novair and Williams in that vehicle?
To our knowledge, yes, ma'am, that's correct.
And was the child on the beach with the couple?
At that time, again, that'd be part of the investigation we wouldn't want to comment on.
And we have a lot of rescue groups in our community still inquiring about the cats. Have you heard anything else? Have they been spotted at the beach, at south of Bob Hall Pier?
No, we have no information regarding the animals.
When is Novair expected to arrive here?
Again, this is a deportation issue, and those issues are really not up to us, and so we just know it's going to be this afternoon sometime.
And the child will stay in Mexico?
No, that child will be transported back with the mom.
Okay.
I believe Mr. Williams said last night that he had never met the Butlers.
I know that I don't remember. I know he may have made that comment, but again, it's just these are things that we just have to find out, and we're still at the early stages of this part of the investigation.
What is your confidence level that not only is he wanted for felony theft, but also for the double murder of the Butlers?
Again, like I mentioned before, it's an ongoing thing. We are hoping that, and we're confident that we will have our case solved in the future, and we hope for the best.
And again, the child was the couple's child that's in Mexico with Novair right now. And is it a boy or girl?
I'm not entirely sure of that part, so I would just say that the child belongs to Miss Novair, and so she is the biological mother of the infant, or 3-year-old.
Also heard some rumors that possibly Williams has some type of Aryan Brotherhood connection.
That's something that I'm not aware of and wouldn't comment at this time.
Is there anything else you could tell us that maybe the media has not touched up on that you want the public to know?
Well, I think at this time, and yes, I think, based on where we are today, we want the public to know that they are safe and we're here to protect them, and we want them to know that the beach in Padre Island is a safe place to go out.
You think we might be able to ask Mr. Hubert a few questions about
Certainly.
what you need as far as prosecution for this case? What type of evidence are you looking for? What type of information do you need?
With prosecution, you're always looking for all types of evidence. So without going into specifics, one thing we're asking people to keep their mind open as to all the possibilities, but anything they remember from about that time frame is to come forward with any type of evidence. They may, sightings, things like that. Everything that we can prove, every fact we can prove helps us to prove something else or disprove something else. So every fact is valuable. So I would ask people to, if you know something, please come forward.
So apparently a couple from Utah that went back to Utah that have, through the grapevine, said that they saw the Williams there at the trailer and have contacted authorities. Have they been contacted again and asked about what they've seen and what they know?
We have to be careful to protect the integrity of the investigation and to protect any case that may arise from the investigation. We have to be careful with what details we share with the press. Consequently, I'm going to decline to comment at this point about what evidence we do and don't have, just because it's to protect the process. Again, at this point, if anybody knows something, I would ask them please contact the Kleberg County Sheriff's Office. I will say at this point, though, that the press has been a great help in getting the information out to the public and helping us getting 2 suspects detained and helping us gather facts. But thank you very much. But other than what we actually have and what we're looking for, I'd rather keep that close to protect the integrity of the investigation and to preserve any possible charges of prosecution in the future.
Well, we also heard that possibly James, since he had the military background and I guess had retired from the military in 2018, was believed by one family member at least to be carrying a weapon, a gun. Was that gun ever found in the trailer, or do people still need to be looking for this out on the beach?
There are lots of different possibilities, and I hate to speculate as to which one's more accurate than another. And at this point, again, we're trying to protect what we do know and what we don't know. What we do know is about that time frame that they were on the beach. So if people know or see anything suspicious or unlikely, please report it to the sheriff's office. If they were there on that beach about that time frame, please talk to the sheriff's office. Sometimes even the most minor detail can mean a lot. Hey, I saw these people over here in this store at this time. And every detail helps us. Every fact helps us.
You said you're trying to protect the integrity of this case, but the families told me that oftentimes when you have new developments, they don't hear about it but maybe 20 minutes before the media does. Do you think the family is owed more while they're struggling with this uncertainty and shock right now to know what is currently happening?
My heart goes out to the family, quite honestly. What the family would really like more than anything else is to have their loved one back. That's the one thing, unfortunately, we cannot do. Other than that, we're sharing as much, and I'm assuming I'm speaking a little bit, I guess, for the sheriff here, we're sharing as much as we feel that we can. Often, that's not as much as we would like, but if you're going to err, we're going to err on the side of caution, because, again, the ultimate goal is not necessarily for a quick feel-good, but for a long-term, find out who's responsible for what and to hold those people accountable.
Is taking these trucks and RVs, trailers, and crossing them over the border a common thing criminals do? Do you see this happening more often than not?
We've seen it before in the past with different crimes. Often the crime of taking a vehicle across the border is more of a stolen vehicle type thing. There are stolen vehicle rings, but cartels engage in anything that can get money, but mostly that's more of a different crime than what we're speaking about here. But that is very common.
I know this isn't the first murder case in Kleberg County, and you've handled a number of them over the years. What's the difference between this one right now and some of the other ones you've handled?
Just different facts. Every case is different depending upon the facts, but that's basically it. They're all tragedies. They all involve victims. They all have unintended victims, of course, of family members that have to suffer through this. But other than that, it's the same horrific tragedy in every murder case.
Is there a race with Utah, because Utah has a wanted poster out for Mr. Williams as well, and they've got some cases against them. Is there a race to get this, I'm assuming, a capital murder case filed against Mr. Williams before Utah can come and possibly get him and take him back?
I think the only thing we're concerned about right now, our main concern right now, is gathering evidence to either show somebody has or has not committed a crime. At this point, any evidence that can support or deny a certain conclusion is helpful. And we're going through, we've got lots of evidence, we've got lots of witnesses that we're trying to go through right now. Of course, there's limited resources. Everyone that's reached out to us has offered to help. So that is greatly appreciated. Everybody from the National Park Service to Texas DPS, the Rangers, we received a lot of support in this. But our main emphasis right now is just gather facts and see where the facts lead us.
And how was he able to get a $1 million bond on a felony theft case? How does that happen, and are you worried about if he was able to get into court and get that lowered and was be able to get out of jail before you're able to charge him possibly with capital murder?
I think judges look at the complaint, look at the facts and situation, maybe look at prior criminal histories and decide upon that. As far as where the bond goes from here, it all depends upon the fact and what facts the judge or judges are considering. So it really depends upon that. I'm not really worried about what the judges do. We've got a very good independent judiciary that take into account a lot of different facts into their decisions. So I'm really not worried about what the judiciary is going to do. I think they'll do the right thing.
Have there been any other leads that there's additional people involved? Are you confident this is just Williams and Novair situation?
I'm confident that we need to keep our mind open as to all possibilities and keep searching for facts and keep searching for facts and details and evidence. And quite honestly, until this case is resolved, we will continue. There is no one time we stop. There isn't a silver bullet moment where we say, "Oh, we have enough. Now we can stop." We will continue to search for evidence. And if we ever charge someone, if we ever take someone to trial on this, we'll continue to search for evidence even up to the date of the trial.
And both are considered murder suspects in this case.
At this point, they're only charged with felony theft, and we're keeping our mind open as to all other possibilities. And again, we have a lot of evidence. We haven't been able to really go through all of it yet, and all of our witnesses, all of witness statements, things like that. And so at this point, I feel very comfortable with charging them with felony theft, and other charges will depend upon other evidence that we go through and other facts
And does he have to go back before another judge here, or was what happened in Harris County it for right now?
I do believe that the 105th District Court, Judge Polcher, who is the district judge for Kleberg, Kennedy, and Nueces County, one of the district judges for Nueces County, but the district judge for Kleberg and Kennedy, Judge Polcher has, I believe, set up a hearing for tomorrow morning. But that would have to be, you can probably get further information from that from the court.
You believe that's for Williams and Novair if she was to come back today?
I believe we were contacted that there's a setting for 8:30 tomorrow for Williams. I'm not aware of for Novair, but I'm sure the court will tell us if there's any update on that.
Do we know how old the child was?
I've only heard rumors, but I believe the child is 3 years old.
Were Williams and O'Bear, were they detained at a checkpoint in Mexico, or how did they get so far?
Because this investigation is still ongoing, there's many facts that we don't feel comfortable about discussing at this point. And so I'd rather not go into that, but I will say that, to my knowledge, the Mexican government has been very cooperative, along with the Fugitive Task Force for the marshals, and everybody that we've been able to reach out to or has reached out to us has been very cooperative in the investigation.
Was it a police department or was it or who was it in Mexico you guys were able to collaborate with so that we can get the arrested?
I'm just going to leave it at the Mexican government and the Fugitive Task Force, because the Fugitive Task Force is actually the person that makes the people that makes the day-to-day workings and coordination. And but again, to protect a little bit of the investigation and also to make sure I don't give you all any inaccurate information, I'm going to decline to broach that topic.
Okay, thank
Thank
you
you very
guys,
much.
appreciate it.